Hi, you're watching Time Warner Cable's local edition. This is the Sacramento Report. I'm Jaime Garza, joined today by Assemblymember Kevin Jeffries. Good to have you here.
Glad to be here.
Big topic that seems to never end and probably won't for a long time, and that's water. I mean, water is a viable resource that we need to protect, and yet it's a challenge on how are we going to continue to provide this resource in future years. So we have a water bond, but where do we go with this? How much is too much money, not enough money? What projects need to be prioritized? Give us a sense here.
Look, this has been going on for decades, and I had the pleasure of serving on the Water Conference Committee, what seems to be a decade ago, a couple years ago. Look, when we started with the water bond, it was at $6 billion when the conference committees first started meeting. When it was finished, the water bond was over $11 billion. That's what's going to be on the ballot in 2012. I introduced a bill to cut that by 25%. Just everybody take the same cut. We've set it out there, it's just been kind of waiting. Well, the governor came out yesterday or within the last couple of days basically saying it's time to look at reducing the size of the water bond. He wants to reopen all of the negotiations and start over again. I understand that, but I think that's going to be incredibly difficult to do, because if you start back at ground zero again, it will take years to achieve something.
And we don't have years. I mean, we've already heard the levees need reinforcement. There are issues of we need new reservoirs if we're going to provide water for future generations. And the longer we wait, the more expensive it's going to be. And hasn't that been part of the problem? It costs too much. Well, in 2 years, it's going to cost even more.
This is a home. You know, this is the equivalent of a home that has been around for 40 years. We've not done any maintenance, we've not expanded it, but the families keep using it, and our water system is like that. It needs enhancements, it needs repairs, it needs additions, and we're such a big state, it's going to be expensive. And the longer we wait, the more expensive it's going to get.
That said, is it smart financial sense to reduce it by 25%, or should we take that money now and do what we can to try to catch up?
Look, if you had all the money that you ever wanted, we could spend all of that and then some just doing California's water infrastructure system. We don't have all the money we've got. We've got incredible unemployment rates. We've got a reality out there that says the public is probably not going to buy off on large expenditures that we can't afford. So let's do some common sense review of this and say, what can we afford, and scale it back. I don't know the exact number. I don't know that it's 25%, but I do know that $11 billion is tough to sell in this economy.
Where's the priority at this point in terms of assuring that we'll get some of our water down the road, and second, that we will ensure that there won't be a catastrophe down the road if we don't do the proper maintenance?
Well, being we're on a state full of earthquake faults, I'm not sure you can ever prevent a catastrophe, but I think you can mitigate it. Look, we need storage, because we have so much water flowing out to the oceans that if we could just capture it in a sane manner and store it, that could alleviate a lot of our problems. Then you have to have reliable delivery so that all of our water providers throughout the state have the ability and to count on that water being there to meet the needs of all the homeowners and businesses across the state. So you've got storage and you've got delivery requirements, capacity. Those are the big issues that are out there. Your environmental community is going to say, look, that's all fine and well, but you've got to deal with the environmental mitigation that's out there as well.
And don't forget the farmers. I mean, they're begging for water for their crops, and if they don't have the water.
Right. California's a breadbasket for the nation and arguably for the world. We've cut off communities, farmers. We have some communities with 40% unemployment rates.
Doesn't look like an easy topic, and it doesn't seem like we're going to get a clear path down the road, but we'll just chip away at it. Just chipping away at it. All right, Assemblymember Kevin Jeffries, thank you so much. And thank you at home for watching Time Warner Cable's local edition. This has been the Sacramento Report. And always remember that you can watch this interview as well as others by simply going to My Government on Demand, and you'll find that on Channel 1.